Welcome back to the Battle of the Bronze from the MLG office. I'm Chris Puckett, joined by Liz and Steven. We are watching the battle between Lenox Cool Gamer and Ray, our pro player manager. Now, Ray talked trash to Lenox. Lenox tried to back it up, but was slaughtered in Game 1, building only 5 units with at least 6 buildings and a double weapon upgrade. Please note that. Both players did expand in the first game, so we're a bit impressed. Neither of them normally do that in our 4v4s. But now let's see how Lenox bounces back here in Game 2. He's down 1 in the best-of-3 series. He needs this game to send it to Game 3.
Yeah, I would expect to see Lenox go for some air here. I know he loves to build Void Rays. It's actually the only thing he likes to build. So maybe that's why he decided not to build so many units last game.
Yeah, I'd like to see some unit production from Lenox this game.
Maybe just build anything and not gateways in the middle of the map surrounded by 6 cannons.
Hey, it worked. That took out more of Ray's army than all of his units put together.
That is very true. All right, so Lenox using the Chrono Boost, which he did not use except at the very start of the first game.
I believe that may have been because of the crowd yelling at him to use Chrono Boost. So I think you got a little tip there, a little coaching from the crowd.
Listening well. Props to Lenox.
That's why we need those soundproof boxes in these offices, guys.
All right, so here we go. We got the Green Terran still just mining. He's got a refinery up. In the production tab, you see, looks like Lenox is getting some gas of his own. Very slow start for both players. There's the first gateway of the game coming down from Lenox. Meanwhile, Ray is going to put down his barracks. And what's he building here, Kyle?
It looks like Ray's got just a barracks, and he's keeping up his SCV count. Just going to keep piling on, which is a good strat in the beginning of the game. But I'd like to see Ray go for some factory units this game. We didn't see too much of that last game.
Now, Ray did decide to go with the Reapers. That's the one thing he knows how to do right at the beginning of each game. Do you think he'll go Reapers again here in Game 2?
I bet he will. He's a guy of habit. So luckily for him, there's only one ramp for him to wall in this game. So he's walling the correct ramp, unlike last game.
Now, typically, Puckett, I'd like to comment on the use of this early gas, but that would require a build order.
Yeah, well, there you see the Forge coming out right after the gateway. Lenox going right after that weapon enhancement again. Doesn't know what it does, but he likes using it. And so you got the Forge and probes coming out. Meanwhile, on the other side, you got a barracks. And what's he building there? Is that a refinery?
He's got a reactor going down.
Reactor.
He's going to go for some double Marines, hopefully.
Double barracks here for... Oh, I'm watching the other game. Oops. We got, sorry, we got a whole lot of StarCraft here in this room right now. We got a gateway there down. The Forge finally coming out. Was he throwing down a second gateway?
Throwing down a Cybernetics core. He's going to go some Stalkers.
Cybernetics core. And what is that? Oh, just double pylon on that left side.
Probably supply blocked with all those probes.
There you go. Ray sitting at 19. Don't know what Lenox has right now.
Looks like Ray is sending out his first scouting SCV.
Notice Ray has stopped building SCVs for the moment.
Yeah, he's cutting. He's going straight for the Marine Rush, it looks like, with 2. Cutting all SCV production. Finally making a switch to the Orbital Command, which is going to get him some mules or some scans, which will help out.
Cybernetics core. Down for Lenox. Lenox going for that weapons. There we go.
Weapons upgrade.
Also 2 cannons. He got beaten by the Reapers last time. Maybe going to look to protect his mineral line here in Game 2.
Looks like he's putting a cannon right in the middle of his refinery path. That's going to slow down his probes a little bit.
Not the best placement, but he's got the right idea.
But he's protecting them this time. You know, he kind of knows what he's doing. There comes the scout from Ray, and he's going to go down. Lenox popping out a Stalker. So it's going to be 2 Marines versus a Stalker at this point. Weapons upgrade being researched here. You got the Gateway research as well. And there you see the Twilight Council being laid down by Lenox. So basically the same exact build that we saw in the first game where Lenox didn't build any units.
I mean, when you're so successful, you just got to keep going with what works. And for Lenox, apparently, that's the opposite.
We also see Stim being researched by Ray, so we're definitely going to see some early aggression with the Marines.
Ooh.
Yeah, Ray didn't get Stim last game until things were well in his favor.
There is an epic APM. Was that 19 to 20?
That was 19 to 20.
Wow, a combined 39 APM for 2 players here. And it looks like the Terran are making their way across Blistering Sands. Making his way up to the Lenox base, or he's just going to chill.
Yeah, he's out in front.
Protect his expansion.
Looks like Lenox is getting some 6.5-minute warp gate tech.
There we go. So 6 minutes and about 30 seconds into it, he's researching some warp gates, throwing down 2 more gateways. And another pylon because he was not supply blocked, but he's making sure it doesn't happen this game because it happened so many times in the first one. He has about 50 food available, 33 units so far.
He is not in danger of being supply blocked.
I'm not sure if I like Lenox's placement of the pylons there. He's got one pylon powering all of his buildings, and the other pylon's just kind of chilling in the corner just in case. Not really helping him out that much.
Collecting energy. Meanwhile, you got the army being built by Ray, and 2 more Marauders popping out.
It looks like Stim just completed, so he should be pushing soon.
We got 3 Stalkers out for Lenox, which was the maximum Stalkers he had in the game before. He's going for a 4th gateway, it looks like.
Ray's also taking an expansion, which is pretty good timing for him. Lenox is starting to get a little oversaturated as mineral line. Looks like he probably wanted to take an expansion. But here goes Ray. He's going up into Lenox's base.
Ray's making his move. Remember, there's 2 cannons down, and Ray loves to run into cannons. Here it comes. Lenox's troops are finally going to react. Going after some Marines.
Waiting for that stim to be used. He
Lenox,
bought it.
Lenox
He's going to
running.
be using Stim.
Look at that micro.
Epic micro by Lenox running completely away and then back into death.
Looks like Lenox did get the cancel down, though. That's going to save him some minerals in the long run. But Ray is still refusing to stim.
And 3 more Stalkers warping in. 2 go down. The 3rd one about to. Ray keeping about half of his army. 3 Marauders, 3 Marines left.
Lennox is in some serious trouble here.
Now note, he's going after the gateway buildings, not that single pylon that is powering 4 buildings on its own. Very interesting attack here by Ray. Wow, how is Lenox reacting, guys?
He is not producing
He's not
anything.
reacting.
If you check out the production tab, he's building 1 cannon and still researching more weapons.
It looks like 2 Stalkers going to be warping in here in a second.
And he only has 1 gateway now, so
Stalker, yep.
do much. Can he pop it out?
This could be a quick 2-0 for Ray.
And
He's moving in.
Ray's
There's
making his
cannon.
way. There's the cannon doing
cannons.
all kinds of damage. Cannon goes down. Now the probe's getting attacked. Ray with just 2 Marauders and 2 Marines taking on the entire Protoss base.
And Lenox is on the run into the corner behind that 1 lone cannon that is saving his life right now.
Oh, 3rd Marauder is going to go down, keeping those probes alive.
Still got 1 probe on gas though. It could be a big game breaker later on.
Looks like he's choosing to take out that warp gate before he finishes off the cybernetics core.
And Lenox
And the pylon finally.
is just keeping his probes
This
alive.
could be
to
bad for
build.
Lenox. It's his only pylon powering his cannons.
Oh, and the cannons go down, and now he notices and puts down a pylon. Meanwhile, Ray taking this great opportunity to expand, because the game definitely isn't over at this point, right? And there goes the cybernetics core being blown up. The first cannon is going to finish, but it's out of range of the pylon that's not going to finish. Actually, is that in range? It is!
It is, barely in
2
range.
cannons
The
come
Nexus-
alive!
And here he goes. He's back to mining, even though he has 900 minerals and can throw down some more cannons.
Ray-
And Ray is
Singing.
ignoring the cannons.
The second wave of his army coming in. The Nexus health dropping rapidly as Ray is definitely firing at it. Ray's entire second wind comes down.
no!
The Nexus almost done. It's down to 5 health, and he ignores it. Ray stops firing on the Nexus, and
Nexus!
killed by probes. Nexus survived.
What a timing push by Lenox. Although
Timing
3
push with
feet
probes.
later, he decides to move his probes into action and saves the Nexus.
Wow. Ray Lau. everybody.
Only at MLG Battle of the Bronze will you ever see action like this.
Such an epic war. Ray has no idea what just happened, has to completely rebuild an army here. Lenox has to completely rebuild a base, but at least he has that Nexus, guys, and he has some income. Lots of income coming
That was
in
some
right
pretty
now.
brutally bad micro on Ray's part, but he is in an incredibly good position right now.
Yeah.
This is the highest we've seen Lenox's micro, though. He's producing seven structures at the same time. He is just flying through those keystrokes right now.
Yeah, Lenox up to about 32 APM at this point. And it looks like he's now has 2 probes on the gas, the rest focused on mining minerals. And let's see how Lenox decides to spend this money. He does love building cannons and not units. So
Looks like Ray has a small force moving back in, trying to take advantage of the damage he did. He's going to check the Zelnaga tower here just to make sure that Lenox isn't moving anywhere.
he has full control of this.
Fortifying the map right now, making sure that no one is coming down to attack him.
Hey, better to be safe than sorry. You never know with Lenox.
And now, can you tell us what's going on with this cannon placement here, Steven? What's the strategy behind this?
Unfortunately, I don't think there is one.
You can't comprehend what's going on here.
I have no commentary
Lenox
on that.
turning those gateways into warp gates. Let's see if he decides to warp any units.
Once again, he's got one pylon powering all of his buildings while 3 or 4 pylons hang out in the corner. Just kind of chilling, you know. And here comes the army. Let's see if Ray can take down all these cannons. Let's also see if he finally decides to use stim.
Lenox popping out 3 zealots because he did not have that cybernetics core. Charges all 3. They get absolutely obliterated. Ray
Is
a
gonna take
little
a pause.
bit wary of the cannons now here, guys.
Despite the bad placement, there are an awful lot of them.
And 3 more zealots warping in. Now the cannon's doing a little bit of damage. Ray now using that micro a bit better, allowing the zealots to destroy him from behind, but he takes down 2 cannons.
And Lenox is on the run with the 1 zealot. Is he going to make it alive?
The 1
Slowing
zealot
down,
flies
concussive shell.
all the way over. The Marauders doing heavy damage to the buildings here. The cybernetics core coming up. Now he can warp in some stalkers.
Zealots are still taking him out. He's still in range of those cannons. That's going to hurt.
And
Ray.
here comes the zealots. Are they going to win this battle?
It's going to be a close one.
Somehow Lenox fends off another wave of Ray's units and stays alive at his natural. I'm blown away by this action, guys.
Yeah, we made fun of Lenox when he kept all those probes in the back of his base while Ray almost took out his Nexus. But look at, he's got a full army of probes still going and bringing in some minerals.
He's got 3 stalkers out, 1 zealot versus Ray's got about 7 marauders there and about 6 marines. Let's see what he does with that. Putting down, is that 2 more barracks he's throwing down?
Didn't catch that.
Looks like they may actually be starports. We could see some Banshee play here.
Really? Starports. A different kind of building for Ray. This is absolutely insane action here in the MLG office.
I know you guys never thought you'd see it, but we are advancing out of Tier 1.
Epic stuff here. You have that 1 zealot watching the ramp, and random pylons are being placed throughout the base for protection.
I got to give it to Ray, though. He's got a nice macro setup going. He's got 2 bases. He's got them both pretty saturated. You know, Lenox could learn a lot by just looking at Ray's base. And here comes some more cannons.
So 3 cannons placed at the bottom of that ramp, not really blocking anything, but
That's still actually not bad cannon placement.
Not
He
terrible.
can get some use out of that.
We're all waiting for the time when Ray discovers there is a backdoor to his opponent's base on this map. Covered by some rocks, but I don't think we're going to be seeing any backdoor play here.
And I've also been waiting for Lenox to realize that those minerals in his base don't last forever. So we'll see what happens as his money is running out. The production tab, you see the armor going down. He already has researched weapons twice, so his zealots are pretty strong.
Ray is over 3,000 in the resource count right now. I don't know what he's saving for.
Lenox
There must be
baiting in the
something
army
big.
up the ramp. Here's the battle. Cannons doing all kinds of damage. You see the stalkers sitting on top, not firing too many times, but they did a little bit of damage. And he does realize now that his stalkers can attack at distance as he warps in 3 more.
Look at the micro from Lenox here. He's putting in some good damage.
Ray had a huge army attacking here, and Lenox is going to shut it down once again. 3 straight waves of attacks from Ray being shut down by Lenox as he stays alive on about 3 mineral piles left. Incredible action here.
Both of our players are just saving up all of their cash. Who knows what they're going to buy?
They don't. Either of them appear to know about the V key.
Ah, yes.
And what is this V key? Can you explain?
I
Steven?
believe it allows you to build advanced structures.
Advanced structures. Something maybe they'll study after this matchup. Right now we're seeing Lenox realizing his money is out, going for the expansion, throws down 2 more pylons. I assume he wants to guard those with cannons once again.
I'm expecting a lot of cannons, yes.
I have to say, the cannons have been insanely effective against Ray so far.
Yeah, Ray still has yet to stim. I'm not sure what he thinks upgrading stim does, but it's not a passive ability, so I'd like to actually see him hit stim next battle.
Lenox choosing to go for stalkers over cannons. I kind of like this play. We'll see if it pays off. Meanwhile, what is Ray studying right now? He's got a full production tab.
Ray has cloaked banshees coming.
Cloaked Banshees.
And Lenox has cannons, but no observer. So if he's very selective with his placement of his banshees, and his micro is huge, he could have some kills here.
And I love this cannon placement behind the pylon where it's most vulnerable. Gets all of his units trapped behind a single pylon. The stalkers cannot spread out.
That stalker in the back looked extremely frustrated.
And now it is 4 Marauders versus 2 stalkers and a probe that's watching it all go down.
And that cannon's about to complete just in time to see some more stalkers
Here's
warping.
the cannon. The pylon taking heavy damage. 2 stalkers warping behind. Wave number 4 by Ray being shut down. The cannon survives. The Marine, the last one alive. And there it is. 4 straight rushes by Ray, taken down by Lenox with his great micro defense here, guys.
Yeah, and that's the second time we've seen one of Lenox's buildings in the red and survive. Ray is just having a tough time getting some kills on the end.
And the first one, of course, was that Nexus at the very beginning of the Ray
Game changer.
Game, with less than 1 box of life, stays alive. And Lenox now able to expand. But realize this, guys, he has about 20 probes chilling on an empty mineral line and collecting gas. Meanwhile, his expansion, he's chrono boosting too, but he doesn't have enough money to get more out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Lenox knows about moving his probes over.
After this game, if he does pull this one out and they go to game 3, I might consider breaking the rules and telling Lenox that you can move probes from base to base. Insane
Not breaking
stuff.
the rules if you tell him after.
It looks like we got another charge here. The Marauders moving in, doing heavy damage, taking out all the stalkers. The Marines are there as well.
Meanwhile, Puckett, I want to point out on the minimap, we've got 2 more expansions going down for Ray. He's just taking over the entire map.
Wow.
It's a good move by Ray. When you attack, you should always expand, and he's taking that to definitely an extreme.
I think he was just looking for a way to dump those 3,000 minerals he had, and 400 per command center is one way to do it.
Taking a look at the minimap, you see the entire left side of the map dominated by green. There are some of Ray's units chilling. They will come over eventually and help out. Maybe not, though. I bet he's going to move up into the main using this group of 5. 6.
Those probes are on the way back to the main, which has 1 mineral patch.
It looks like we have Banshees coming in to reinforce.
Meanwhile, Ray is obviously macroing. He has not moved any of his units that have been just hanging out around the map.
He's just going to walk right up and kill this this base defense at the front.
Now, earlier he had 5 cannons. Now he's down to 1 cannon. Second cannon coming. Can he hold it off? He's got 4 probes to watch it.
And they're going to move into attack. This is
and the
some rare
Banshee
play.
arrive at a perfect time. I'm just kidding. Any time would have been decent.
And he cloaks and flies right into the cannons.
Yes, the cloaked cannon attack. And there's the GG from Lenox.
I think he realizes that he's finally done here.
And now, even though he has the GG, he doesn't quit out.
Still looking for the surrender button. It's in one of the menus. I'm sure
he found it.
And there we go, guys. Ray Lau, your office bronze champion. Congratulations, Ray. Lenox, you are a disappointment to us all.
I didn't put him away the second time, but I mean, like I said, I knew he was worse than me. So.